Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome everybody to the Cuyahoga East Chamber of Commerce Regional Resource Series. My name is Ben Holbert, and I am so delighted that you joined us today for this program. We have a wonderful guest. We're going to be talking about some fantastic things. And as you know, what this podcast is all about is trying to make sure that we provide insight, inspiration, and some great ideas to people who may be in the entrepreneurial field and who are members of the Chamber of Commerce here. So again, we want to welcome you, Erika. You're the Executive Director of Goldman Sachs, and we thank you so much for taking time out to chat with us.
Well, thank you for having me, Ben. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, you know what? Everybody's probably going to say, okay, what's Goldman Sachs, 10,000 businesses?
Sure. So Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses is a business education program.
Okay.
And it's fully funded by the Goldman Sachs Foundation. So this is their advocacy supportive arm of their company. So this is aside from the financial institution.
Okay.
And so what the foundation is trying to accomplish over these past 11 years now, and being in partnership with CuyEast is to make sure that businesses who are in a position to grow have the resources and the education to do so.
I see.
So it's a 12-week free program for business owners who they know how to run a business.
Okay.
But they may not have gotten that education behind what it means to operate a business at a scalable run of the business to where it's successful and it's sustainable and it's growing.
Yeah.
And so where Goldman Sachs meets them at is they are now fully established.
Okay.
They're no longer startups. They've had success in the operations of their business. People buy their products and services, and now they want to branch out and grow.
Okay. And one of the operative words you said in there, scalable. You know, you want them to be sustainable and scalable. So it's just not, your mom and pop selling, items across the counter, but what can you do to grow that business and to bring in more jobs, I guess?
Absolutely. So there's two objectives through the program, and that is what you just pointed out, is to grow the business to where it does create jobs within that business. More employees, more connections within the manufacturing and other resources that keep the business running, to bring in more people and have an employment for them. And secondly, to have economic opportunity within the local community. And that would be within Cleveland and surrounding areas for us.
And you said another famous word. You said free. So this program, Ben has a business and he wants to be a part of it. He doesn't have to worry about paying tuition if he gets accepted. Please tell me a little bit about that.
The program is free, so the financial cost is not there. The Goldman Sachs Foundation has fully covered that. So it's a full scholarship for any business owners who apply and are selected into the program. So where the part that is not free is the time commitment.
Okay.
And so it's a 12-week program, and that's where we meet business owners to say, hey, if you want to scale, if you want to grow, that means that we need your commitment to pull away from your business, have some resources and staffing in place so that you can commit to focusing on what is your growth plan going to be for your particular company. And so that time commitment is what they're paying, not a financial fee.
Okay, so pretty much my business is open 7 days a week, but what you're looking for is for somebody to commit either to a Thursday or Friday and just be in the space.
Absolutely. So the eligibility, what we're looking for are business owners who are in operation for 2 or more years.
Okay.
They have at least $75,000 in annual revenue.
Okay.
And they have 2 or more employees. And they become essential because they are the ones holding down the fort and keeping the business operating while the business owner comes to class 1 day a week, and it's a full day, once a week for 12 weeks to commit to building out their growth plan.
Wow. And so with this being a cohort, I believe, there's other business owners and people in the class with them?
That is correct. That is correct. So one of the magical pieces of the program, as you mentioned, is the cohort model. So it is a group of like-minded business owners who have similar experiences. They know what it takes to run a business. They celebrate, they commiserate, they, go through the thick and the thin of what it means to be a business owner. And they come from various industries. So it's not as if we have certain subsets of businesses or only brick and mortar, or only those who are providing services. We make sure that it is a diverse group each and every time we run the cohort so that they can learn from each other different practices that have worked for them that they may want to consider for their own business. Ideas and strategies that they may not have yet thought of or think, well, that's for this other, business owner. What am I as a mechanic going to learn from this print shop owner? And there's quite a bit of commonality and intersection that makes them come together and say, okay, this fellow business owner is helping me think outside of the box as far as what's the best strategic way for me to take the next step.
So I would assume it's pretty much everything that you all cover, everything from a business plan. But if you're already established business, you should have a business plan. However, you all may need to come in there and say, let's fine tune this a little bit. Let's make sure that that you're going in the direction that you should be to be scalable and sustainable.
Right. So there are many businesses that have started out with a business plan. And there are even more businesses that have never had a business plan. And that's okay. That's okay. If they have a proven product or service that meets the needs of their clients and customers, then that viable product has proven to be, what makes them generate the income, generate the revenue that they're bringing in. They're winning. They're winning. So where we come along is to say, hey, whether you have a business plan or not, whether you are updating it regularly or it's grown stale or you've never had one, this is the time to get some formal business education around your business so that you can streamline those operations, so that you could put some processes in place so that you can hire the best talent that's most suitable for your business and get this operations that's already in existence take it to the next level.
I see. So now how does one go about applying for this program, and when's the next cohort, if you will?
Sure. So it's an online application that is available at any point in time. It's an open application that never has a deadline. Now, we do run the program 3 times a year. So that's it starts in January. That's one cohort. The next one is in June. And then we have one in September. So the cutoff dates for those to say, what is the best time for me to take this program? If you have a seasonal business to where you may be a landscaper, it may be the best time for you to take it during our January cohort. If you have a business to where I depend mostly on clients that are tax season, then you may want to take our fall cohort to where you're stepping away from the busiest times of your business. So the application is online. It's at 10ksbapply.com. And that takes you to a simple form to fill out. It takes less than 10 minutes to complete it to get you started. And it also allows you to determine, what's the location that's best for me? Because this is an in-person class that you come to every week. And so for me, I'm overseeing the Cleveland area and surrounding area. So within Northeast Ohio, we've had already over 900 businesses complete the program over the last 11 years. And this is in partnership with Tri-C. So Goldman Sachs, they have community partners all across the country. And that includes a lot of community colleges that provide the program in their local communities. And so thankfully, Tri-C has been a strong partner for them over the last 11 years in providing the program. So 14,000 across the country.
Wow.
14,000 companies across the country have already completed the program. And the subset of that is the over 900 just here in Northeast Ohio.
That is outstanding. And again, kudos to Tri-C. Tri-C has done a significant amount of work in our community since the 60s, I believe, when they were first established here in Cuyahoga County. But I mean, this is another wonderful program. Now, you said, it's a classroom setting.
That's right.
But do you ever have a situation where you bring in speakers or you take someone on a tour of a facility? Is that part of the curriculum?
So the curriculum is facilitated by our team of faculty that come in, and each faculty member specializes in a specific area that they teach. So whether it's someone coming in to teach operations and processes, someone coming to teach different marketing strategies, someone coming in to teach how to look at your numbers with your financial statements, someone coming in to teach how to become bankable, and that means how to position yourself to where you have more opportunities to access capital. Each of our faculty have strong expertise and backgrounds in those specific areas to draw out the value of that curriculum. So in addition to that, we have business advisors.
Okay.
And so each person who's accepted into the program is assigned to one of our business advisors who work with them one-on-one throughout those 12 weeks to digest that curriculum that has been delivered to them, and also how to plug that into the growth plan that they're building out across those 12 weeks.
Sort of like a coach?
Yes, I would definitely say a coach. So definitely we're looking for business owners who are coachable, those who can take advice and consider different approaches and perspectives so that they aren't, within a box, so that they can, look at the entire opportunity to grow. Now, you mentioned people coming in from the community. So we do have panelists coming in. So it could be business support services that are here in the community, such as ECDI, or such as Cozy. Definitely, we have people from SBA, other organizations that provide what are the list of resources that's in this ecosystem already that I may know about, but need to learn how to tap into and determine if it's right for my business. So we have a few panelists that come in throughout the program.
Because you were also talking about a few moments ago about being bankable.
Yes.
Somebody being able to get a loan, or even if there's a possibility of a grant for their business, and then you have these different groups. I know in another conversation, I had a discussion with the county, and the county was talking about how they try to make sure that they put people in touch. Some of the groups that you just mentioned, small business administration and whatnot. But the goal of Goldman Sachs, the beauty of it, the goal is pretty much to make sure that these companies are viable, they succeed, and they grow, and they reach back and they grab somebody and bring them in so that they can help their business grow. Am I correct?
Absolutely. So sustainability, in a position for growth, in a position to add jobs to the operations that they already have in place, and definitely to give back to their community by being a strong economic opportunity and asset to the community. So, most of what we see, most of what we buy, most of what makes life run are on the backs of the small business owners in our communities. And so this is definitely a way for Goldman Sachs to add to the community in a really tangible way to where the business owners are highlighted in the value that they contribute to what goes on in our daily lives.
Now, I know a couple of businesses here locally in Cuyahoga County that have done very well. I'm going to drop some names, but I'd also like, if you can just say a couple of success stories that you know of. But Erin Kirkpatrick, the AKA team, construction, this young lady, she has done some marvelous things, and she was most recently recognized Black Professional of the Year. But she was a part of Goldman Sachs. There's a lady that has a spa, Gingy Spa.
Yes.
And she's another one.
Jenny Jackson, yes.
Yes, exactly. So,
you're naming off some of our poster children, Ben. So definitely Ariane is a strong success story of our program in expanding her construction business and all of the major opportunities that she's had within the community, within the city of Cleveland. And definitely Jenny with her spa, she's taking not only her brick and mortar space, but she's expanded it to bring them to the doorstep of businesses and organizations that could use self-care for their staffing.
Yes.
So these are definitely our poster kids in regards to what the program can help with, that they already have an idea in mind. We help them expound on that with their growth opportunity and help them formalize it within a specific growth plan.
Okay.
And that's a requirement of the program. The takeaway is that you complete your growth plan, you complete the classes, so that's 100% attendance, and that you give a pitch to your peers within your cohort to say what your growth plan is about. And so a lot of our business owners take that formal document and they schedule their meetings with their bankers, with their investors to say, here is my logical, realistic projections of what I want to do and plan to do with my business and growing it. Can you fund me? Can you support me in this? And so that's been very helpful and essential for them to fully articulate what their growth opportunity is.
And just, listening as you spoke about the spa, Genji Spa, but typically somebody will go in and they just want to get a massage. Mm-hmm. But now when you talk about self-care, so now there's a possibility for business to have their employees or whatnot come for self-care. So that's if I'm understanding correctly, that is an expansion of her business model now that she may not have had when she first walked through the door.
Absolutely. So it's a matter of crafting out what does that look like to sustain what she currently has with her spa, have the staff to do that, and then also determine this next model, what does it look like in regards to what is the revenue stream? Who is going to be able to work this part of the operations? And also, what is my marketing and selling strategy going to be for it?
Outstanding. Business owners, sometimes they're type A personalities, and they're the ones that I want to touch this. I want to make sure this is right, this, that, and the other. But now you bring them into the classroom environment. Is it sometimes a struggle to get them to say, okay, everything let's throw it out the door because we're going to help you rebuild your mind, your processes, and how you make more money with your business?
Well, the good part about it is that they don't have to throw out everything. Okay. So in what we're looking for people, again, who are coachable, who are open-minded to what does it look like. I know what I may think it looks like. I know what roadblocks that I'm coming against. But if I take a minute to dedicate some time to focus and receive the assistance that I'm getting through this curriculum, through the business advising, and also through my peers within the business. So we're looking for business owners who are wanting to receive advice, receive different perspectives to consider, but also give that advice, in regards to, well, this is what's worked for me.
I see.
This is what I've learned to stay away from. This is the lesson that I've learned in this area. So business owners have the opportunity to give and take and learn and contribute value in exchange. And the beauty of it is, you have the faculty teaching that curriculum, and that's great. It's a teacher, you're a student. Yes. But then when you have someone who knows what it's like to be in the day-to-day operation, who knows what it's like to say, I don't have anyone to talk to.
Yes.
I can't talk to my staff about making payroll. That's the last conversation I'm going to have with them. But also my family's not in entrepreneurship. They don't know what it's like to run a business. It's lonely at the top. So definitely the setting that we create and the environment that we foster through the cohort model definitely allows business owners to breathe a little bit, to ask questions and share things that they wouldn't normally have the audience to do so with. So they gain a lot of camaraderie. They see each other as really close connections by the end of the group. Tears have been shed. Tissues have been passed out in a great way because they now have a stronger network of people and a larger network of people, not only within their current cohort, but within the rest of the over 900 business owners in Northeast Ohio and within the rest of the over 14,000 across the country. So when you meet a business owner who's gone through the program on the West Coast and you make a business connection with them, you already feel as if you know them. You already feel as if you have some connection. Absolutely, a synergy because you've both been vetted through the program to be serious and wanting to do business in a smart way. So it definitely is a good builder. We have an alumni network that is strong.
Okay.
And that Goldman Sachs continually supports in active ways in regards to local and national meetups,
Okay.
whether they are virtual or in person. One good thing is that business owners love to network.
Yes.
They love to get together over a drink or get together over some food and just have conversation.
out.
Again, it still remains to be lonely at the top.
Yes.
So having this strong network after graduation definitely comes in handy. And around 80% of those in the cohort do business together.
Okay.
And so within the 12 weeks, we take a poll on how many are already doing business together. And each week, more hands go up and go up every time.
Son of a gun. And you spoke about, one, being lonely at the top, but also, two, if a person, they've got to make payroll and it's 11 o'clock at night and there's something sitting somewhere trying to write down, how am I going to make this work? That's something that another business owner more than likely would understand.
Absolutely.
But if you go and you talk to your wife or your husband or your brother or your cousin, they're like, well, can't you just make payroll? It just doesn't quite work that way.
It doesn't. And you receive a response or at least an acknowledgement of, I know what you're going through. I've been there. This is how I work my way out of it, or this is what you could do in the meantime.
Yes.
And so it's definitely a safe space for them to come together and exchange those concerns and challenges.
Now, do you meet once a week, once a month? How is the schedule for the participation?
So the 12-week program is broken down into weekly classes.
Okay.
And so right now our schedule is every Thursday.
Okay.
And that is from 8 a.m. We feed you breakfast.
Oh, wow.
We get started. We take breaks. We feed you lunch.
Okay.
And then we go all the way until 5:30.
Wow.
And so we want to keep the people there so that they can get in as much information as possible in what we're delivering. So we make sure they could call the office during the breaks. They don't have to worry about what they're going to eat. They don't have to go look for it. We have everything self-contained within our weekly full-day classes over 12 weeks.
Wow. So there is a such thing as a free lunch with the participation.
This is one of them, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Well, this is wonderful. I believe Warren Buffett is part of this,
Yes.
or he has spoke to people who are in the cohort. Anything you'd like to share about Warren?
I have not met Warren
Okay.
personally.
The richest man in the world.
But he is a huge supporter of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. He has been from day one, and he continues to speak to the business owners either in his visits to graduations and definitely at the alumni summit that Goldman Sachs has for their network of graduates. And so, yes, Warren Buffett has given sage advice and has encouraged business owners to take part of this program. Absolutely.
Son of a gun. That's wonderful. Erika, is there anybody that just sticks out in your mind? I know I threw out a couple of names, but just somebody that you say, holy mackerel, this person walked through the door and now their business is expanded tenfold because of their association with Goldman Sachs.
Sure. You've mentioned two great names already with Aaron Kirkpatrick and Jenny Jackson. Definitely there is a couple of business owners in Kent, Ohio.
Wow.
One of them being Amy Mucha. She's with Cake Pops, Daisy Cake Pops. And she's fun because she turns everything into a pun on cake pops. So
Okay.
it's not an opportunity, Ben, it's a popportunity.
Okay.
And so with her, she has, her base of cake pops in a variety of flavors. She caters to different special events. She has a bike that she, pedals her products out in the warmer months. She has a truck that she stations at different festivals and markets. And one thing that we supported her on is her growth plan to expand to a brick and mortar.
Okay.
And so she's in the heart of Kent, Ohio, and she just this past spring officially opened her brick and mortar, which is doing fantastic. And then she's spreading the word in Kent, to her fellow business owners. We have Cameron. I forget Cameron's last name, but he has a restaurant.
Okay.
I'm not too far from her shop, who is currently a part of our program. And so we just had business owners spreading the love, spreading the love. We just had a collaboration with the Cavs to where their Taste of Black Cleveland event back in August, they recognized those participants that are in the food and drink industry during a pregame reception within their celebration of Black heritage. And so with that, we were able to connect with them. We have a couple of business owners who are graduates. That's Yum Village.
Okay.
That's CuyEast. And then there's also Sauce the City.
Sauce the City. Okay.
Yep. Chef Vic.
Okay.
Vic Searcy. And so those two graduates we highlighted during our collaboration with the Cavs at that reception. And so that was a great success because, they're building out their businesses. Chef Vic with his sauces, definitely CuyEast with Yum Village is now entering into Columbus, Ohio with his restaurant. And so, there's plenty of success stories. And we do encourage business owners who are interested in the program to give us a call, check out our website, and so that they can learn more and maybe see some familiar names.
Okay. And is there an age? I mean, and I'm not talking about age of your business, but what if I'm 18 years old, I got a great business plan, I've started out, am I too young to be a part of Goldman Sachs or?
18 or over.
Okay.
Definitely. As far as the age of the business owner, we have those who, have met our eligibility and, they're just maybe on the younger side that have stumbled upon a, brilliant idea that took off.
Yes.
And we have those who are, as a family in generations, have come to operate this long-standing business, whether it's manufacturing or a storefront or a restaurant. So it really doesn't matter what the age is, just as long as you want to think more outside the box on how can I make this bigger and how can I take this business to the next level.
This weekend, I was participating in the cotillion for Delta Sigma Theta, and there's this young lady, 17 years of age. She's already established her own business, has her LLC, and based off of her website, she's doing pretty well. So somebody like this, they could potentially, down the line, be a part of Goldman Sachs.
Absolutely. We love to have her.
Oh, my goodness. So this is wonderful. Well, you know what, Erika, I've asked you a lot of questions. We could go on for another hour or so. Unfortunately, I'm getting the countdown and we got to go. But anything else you want to share that I didn't ask you think is important that people in the audience, people part of the chamber need to know about?
Sure. I just want to highlight that we run the program 3 times a year.
Okay.
And we put the dates of classes on our website. So if you're like, well, this is, a big commitment with 12 weeks to dedicate to this program, it's well worth it. Take a look at the dates, determine, which cohort time is best for you, if it's January, June, or September.
Okay.
And the application form is always open. And so if you are trying to determine a specific cohort, just know that we are looking at our cohort for the summer already. So that's closed. But we are currently recruiting for the fall of 2024 for that to start after Labor Day in September.
Outstanding.
And so, definitely a lot of business owners who already know about the program says, it's on my bucket list. I'm on my way there. I'm gonna get that revenue up and I'm gonna get going. And we love that because we stay in touch with those in our pipeline to say, how has business been going?
Yes.
Are you ready to start yet? If you're not, we'll be here. And so definitely go to 10ksbapply.com. That's the easiest URL to remember.
Yes.
But definitely check out what this looks like for you in regards to the different areas of operations that we cover, because we cover all the standard pieces.
Yes.
And also, the timing, because it is a commitment to take 12 weeks out of your regular schedule.
But it's a wonderful investment. And as you mentioned before, it's free.
Absolutely. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it with a stick. And that's wonderful. Well, Erika, thank you so much again. Erika Hill is here from Goldman Sachs, 10,000 Small Businesses. And you can find them on the website. And CuyEast, we want to thank them again for all that they do. So, Erika, thank you so much for being with us, spending a little bit of time. And to our audience, we greatly appreciate you stopping by for this podcast. We'll be back again with another wonderful guest just like Erika to hopefully inspire you, motivate you, and move you on to the top. We'll see you soon.
This podcast was made possible with the support of our sponsors. Find more ways to grow at CuyEast.org.